What a beautiful house you have here.
Let's not talk about the house.
We still like it, Your Excellency. It's a festive season for us.
Yes.
And it's been a long year for you. Maybe you can start from there.
Well, with all the challenges we've had, I think all the same, it's been a good year. Gentlemen, have a seat.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much for having us today. We'll not start with the challenges. We'll start with the good side.
I think the last 18 months has been quite an eventful time in our country. We have, as a government, we have rolled out our plan, as stated in our manifesto, all the way from what we wanted to do with education on one end, through what we wanted to do in infrastructure, to what we wanted to do in security, all the way to our plan on devolution, and going all the way to energy and the things we wanted to do in food production. At the very onset, we set out to do a couple of things, especially in our infrastructure. This standard gauge railway, which it has been in the works forever, that the whole world is modernizing their transport system. Kenya was yet to put and assemble its act so that we can do a standard gauge railway. In a record 1 year, today, there is a huge construction works going on. The construction of the standard gauge railway is underway. We had 1,600 megawatts of energy when we took over a year and a half ago. We have added in the last 18 months 700 megawatts. We plan to add 5,000 megawatts in the next 5 years. What do we intend to achieve with that? We intend to not only increase energy generation so that we improve on the quality and consistency and reliability, but we also want to reduce the cost. As you are aware, in the last 1 year, because of the things that we have done, the cost of electricity has come down by 30% by the end of this year. We intend to generate more clean, cheaper energy as a means of stimulating our agro-processing, value addition, manufacturing and industrialization, because that is how we are going to grow the economy faster, and that is where we are going to create jobs. So by improving our infrastructure, by improving our supply of energy, we give the best possible chance for us to create jobs and create wealth. An whole array of things. Let me mention to you the one thorny issue in the country at the moment about security. That is one area, as a government, we identified as an area that we needed to give attention the earliest possible. Last year, we supplied 1,200 vehicles, brand new vehicles. Because if we increase the mobility of our security men and women, then we give them the latitude to execute their mandate better. Yeah. We have also increased or improved their terms of service. Today, something that has never happened again, every security person has access to an insurance scheme. If they get hurt, or they get injured, or they die in the protection of our country, their families will be compensated. This is something that has been in the works for years. We implemented it this year. We have an array of many other things, supplying, making sure that they have modern communication equipment, making sure that we improve command and control. We have now rolled out CCTV cameras in all the major towns, working with Safaricom and other players, because we want to give the best possible chance for us to achieve our dreams and aspirations by making sure that we deal with criminals and terrorists by making sure that we have a modern communication and modern, well-equipped security personnel.
Your Excellency, let's talk more about that. It's a very important issue that Kenyans are talking about right now, and we saw what happened in Parliament the other day, and the security amendment bill was passed, and there's a lot of condemnation from the opposition. They're saying that, this bill has a lot of discrepancies in it. But you have maintained your stance with the president. You're saying that this bill or this law will work to improve the security situation in the country. Will this law change anything at all?
First, our position is that the changing of the law, is part of the raft of things that we identified as areas that we need to deal with so that we can improve security. There is no silver bullet, right? There is no silver bullet. You cannot say by passing the law, then that is a silver bullet for dealing with security. It's a raft of issues that have to be done. And we started way back. We started with the supply of transport. We went to the supply of other equipment. We went to the increasing the numbers. That's why we are hiring an extra 10,000 policemen. We went to the improvement of communication equipment, improvement of terms of service, and now creating a legal framework that would help in eventually managing the security of the country. The security of the country is not a one-issue matter, right? It's a combination of factors. The same people who oppose those laws are the same people who were the other day, hardly the dust has settled, raising hell as to what is government doing about security. Buying vehicles is not enough. Improving the terms of service is not enough. Modern equipment is not enough. So we said this is our plan. The plan is to do X, Y, Z. So we came to proposals which had been worked, and we worked with Parliament on the proposals that we had. We brought them to the Security Committee in Parliament. And we told them, we think we need to propose certain amendments to existing law. It is not new law we have created, to existing law. And we are proposing these amendments to close the gaps that exist, that are being used by terrorists and criminals to perpetuate their activities. There is a gap between assembly of intelligence or collection of intelligence and execution by the police. So we have said that to eliminate the gap that we always hear that, there was intelligence, but it was not acted upon. You have heard that in Peketoni, you heard that in Mandera. So to close that gap, we have said intelligence officers should take remedial action. Whenever they come across intelligence and they know this intelligence is linked to Njoka, for example, they should have the power to arrest the person and hand him over to the police, so that we remove that gap that currently exists, that there is intelligence and that intelligence is not linked to action, so that the action begins with a person collecting intelligence. To the best of our knowledge and intention, there is no conflict between the law that was passed in Parliament and our Constitution. In any case, Njoka, if you allow me to say this one thing. If we want to enjoy the Bill of Rights as enshrined in the Constitution, we must stop criminals and terrorists. Unless we deal firmly with criminals and terrorists, the Bill of Rights will just be sentences in its writing, and the whole Constitution will just be a storybook.
Mm-hmm. Moving away from that, but we'll not really move away from matters security. There are a few changes that you made. One of them is the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, who's Joseph Olelenku, was moved out, and now there's a new nominee, Joseph Nkaiseri. And also the Inspector General of Police, David Kimayo, decided to retire. Many Kenyans are asking, by making these changes, will that have any impact on the security situation of the country?
You know, people are free to hold different opinions, whether they are Kenyans or foreigners. They do not sit where we sit. We are the ones running this government, and it is very painful every other time you get a telephone call from our security men and women. So many Kenyans have been killed. So many Kenyans have died. Terrorists have struck again. We have criminals running around the country. So many security men have been killed. It is not a good feeling from where we sit. And some people may think we have the luxury for all the time that we need on earth to be able to pass these laws. That is why you find even the recruitment of policemen, which we completed 8 months ago. People are taking their sweet time. 8 months down the road, the men we had selected and women we had selected to go and carry out our security duties for training have not reported for training, because many people are not sensitive to what is going on in the country. And yet, when things go wrong, they want to point fingers, right? So there are people who think, oh, we should have taken our time. We should have taken 2 months or 3 months to work on the laws. But we think differently. We think that the situation in the country is serious. So there will be contributions by individuals. There will be contributions by the legal regime that we have put in place. There will be a contribution by the modern equipment we are supplying. So it's a whole array of things that will come together that will eventually facilitate the security of the country.
Let's move away from security, because it's a broad issue. We can discuss all day about it. But if you allow me, Your Excellency, there's also another topic that many Kenyans are talking about, and this is the ICC factor. We saw what happened, and the prosecution withdrew a case against President Uhuru Kenyatta, and what remains is your case and that of Joshua Arap Sang. Maybe you can tell me, is it a challenge to you right now, as Kenyans are saying, and moving forward, what do you think about the current situation as it is?
You know, from day one in Njoka, we said this whole thing was founded on falsehood and a fabrication. If there is anybody who still doubt that position, then they don't live in Kenya. Many people were hoodwinked to believe that we had committed any acts of criminality. We said then that we were innocent. We say now that we are innocent. And finally, we will be vindicated as innocent Kenyans. So it's just a question of time, you know. It happened for Kosgei and Ali earlier. It came to Muthaura. It has come to President Uhuru. It will come to us.
How has it been for you, having that ICC tag on your head?
Well, it's not easy, my friend. You know, when very serious charges are levied on you, allegations of mass murder and rape and those other things, crimes against humanity. It is not an easy burden for anybody to put on your shoulders. But you see, we have been able to move and work and pursue what we think is good for our country, because deep down in our beings, we know we are innocent.
And how has your family taken it, you know, dealing with this?
You know, of course, like every other family, people are very concerned. It is not always that the kids are told, oh, you know, your father is charged with crimes against humanity. It really affects them in school. Initially, it affected their education. You know, the teachers from the schools where my kids go came to us and said, oh, you need to spend more time with the children. They are being affected. But progressively, I think they've learned to live with it, right? And in any case, my children and my wife are used to politics. You know, they've come to understand that their dad is a politician. That is why they've learned to live with many people. Like in our home, you will have 200-300 people sometimes, or most times, if I put it that way. And you can see there will be about 400-500 people here in a few hours. So they've come to appreciate that, there is, this guy is our father, but he also belongs to other people. And so they have learned to share. Yeah. they have learned to share their dad with others.
Labda nikuulize labda sasa kwa lugha ya Kiswahili. Nilipokuwa nikikuja hapa kuna watu ambao walijua kwamba nakuja kuzungumza na naibu wa rais. Na kuna watu ambao labda walitaka kujua Mheshimiwa William Ruto ni nani ambaye sasa si naibu wa rais. Huyo wanajiita hasla ni nani mwenyewe?
Ndio huyu ambaye mmekutana na yeye.
Yeah. Nini hicho ambacho labda anapenda kufanya wakati yuko kazini, kazi zake rasmi, maisha yake akiwa sio naibu wa rais?
Mimi ni mkulima wa kiasi, ingawaje sana sasa niko na farm manager. Lakini mimi niko na ndizi hapa nimepanda. Very good crop of bananas niko naye hapa. Sasa nimepanda another ekari ingine 5 ya ndizi hii ya kupikwa sasa. Na vile vile ninapanda mahindi, hiyo silage. Sasa ninakata silage pale. Saa hii niko na kuku hapa. Mke wangu ameleta kuku 1500. Ndio unasikia wanapiga kelele kule nyuma. So tunauza mayai hapa.
Labda tukizungumza kuhusu mayai, naibu wa rais, historia yako bila shaka ni hasa mahali umetoka. Maana yake tunasema kwamba wewe ulikuwa unauza mayai.
Nilikuwa nauza kuku pale kwa nini sasa.
Hebu nieleze kuhusu hayo.
Ati?
Unieleze kuhusu venye ulikuwa unauza kuku, ulikuwa unanunua wapi, wakati huu ulikuwa...
Ni maneno ya safari bwana. Unajua, ilikuwa maisha ya kawaida, sisi wote watu wa kijiji pale. Ilikuwa tu ni familia kawaida, ni unaenda unauza kuku. Tulikuwa tunauza kuku siku hiyo shilingi 11, 12, pengine shilingi 13 ikizidi sana. Na watu wengi waliokuwa wananunua kuku ni hawa watu wana transit goods, hawa watu wa malori kubwa hii. Ambao walikuwa wananunua kuku sijui walikuwa wanapeleka wapi, wanakula njiani, sijui.
Labda wakati sasa uko naibu wa rais. Maybe kuna wakati wewe hupitia mahali hapo ambapo ulikuwa unauza, unawapata vijana, unazungumza na wao.
Kuna vijana niliwajengea nyumba pale. Lakini sijui ilifanyika nini wakabomoa. Sijui ilibomolewa na nani. Lakini tulikuwa tumewajengea nyumba pale waweze lakini kuna vijana bado wanauza kuku pale. Wanafanya biashara na wanajua. Hata mimi nilikuwa nauza lakini wanauza kuku, wanaendesha, wanasoma, wanaondoka, wanafanya kazi nyingine, wengine wanakuja hivyo. Wengine sasa wamfanya ikawa sasa ni biashara kabisa.
Tulipokuwa tukikuja hapa tuliona kwamba una majirani kama mtu mwingine yote ule. How do you relate with your neighbors being the deputy president? How do they take you?
Nawajua hawa majirani wangu karibu wote. So nikikuja hapa mara nyingine wanakuja wananiuliza tunataka hata kuna wakati mwingine mzee wa mitaa alikuja akaniambia kwamba nimefence huko kwa barabara imepita ati wanataka kunistaki. So nikamwambia hakuna haja ya kunistaki. Wacha nitazongesha fence. Nitazongesha fence yangu ati watu walikuwa wanalalamika ati kumbe nilifence ikapita kwa mpaka. Na sio mimi sikujua. So wakatuma mzee mitaa hapa, akakuja akasema sasa umestakiwa na watu hapa ati umepitisha nini. Nikamwambia hakuna haja ya kuniitisha ati twende tufanye kesi. Wacha nisongeshe fence yangu ikae mahali ambayo ingekuwa inakaa. So wananichukua tu jirani, mtu wa kijiji hapa. So
maybe I can ask you, the same relationship that you have with your neighbors and your friends and your family is the same relationship that you're seeing with the president. Even the president going to the extent of calling you by your first name. Going forward, we're looking at 3 years now to 2017. Many are asking, is this relationship going to last?
The president is a very down-to-earth man. In fact, he doesn't come out as a son of a president. And that's really what's unique with my friend Uhuru. And he is so down to earth that sometimes I tease him. Yeah. And that is the connection that and the bond, because he is really basic in everything. I saw one cartoon, they had shown him at Kencom there as a tout. And it looked like that was more approximately what he would be than being born in State House. So that's the gentleman who is my friend. And that's why we work really very well together. And it's because we made a decision that, you see, we have to do this for Kenya. Yes.
Like playing football. What's your favorite team?
Arsenal is my team.
Arsenal?
Yeah. Mimi ni mtu wa Arsenal. Unajua yule mtu anatuletenga kisirani. Ni Tinga, kwa sababu ni mtu wa Arsenal. Sasa ndio tunashindwa. All the time. Wewe nilete fimbo yangu. Niko na fimbo ya kuchunga ng'ombe.
Nasikia kuna ng'ombe, kuna mahindi unapenda sana, kuna mboga unapenda sana. Nini ingine unatarajia kupanda in future?
No, hiyo. Because my farm is not that big.
Okay. And your exit, there's a rumor that goes around that anything that you take comes from your farm.
No. Like here, of course here, everything is from the farm. Habari? Lizi ndio ile. Wapi fimbo yangu wewe? This fimbo, I was given by some people. Huko nini? Ni ya kuchunga ng'ombe. So I did something for them. It's about 18 years. Acha niwaonyeshe mahindi. Mahindi ndio hii. This is some of it. Yeah, this is some of it. Na hii ni ya hii ni ya kusiaga kwa ng'ombe na ya watu kula. We do the nini here. Na ya poultry.
Okay.
Na ya kuku. You can't just grow maize alone because you need a bit of diversity. That's why you see I have done, of course I have maize, which you have seen, yeah. But I have done also bananas. I have some mangoes. I have avocado there. What is it called? What? I have beehives here, about 100. I have chicken. So you have to create diversity so that you have alternative sources. Alternative sources of livelihood. Kuna ile imekaribia? Bado so we don't have any that is almost ready. Hii leaves ng'ombe inakula saa zingine ama wamekataa? Na hiyo raia ukiwapatia wanaenda kula.
Hati zako zina maringo.
Nini inaendelea hapa? So mnataka kuload?
Yeah.
This is the hatchery. So they are put there for 18 days.
Yes.
And then they are put here for 3 days, and then they hatch. Hizi miti yote mimi nimepanda. When I bought this farm, there were only 3 trees. I have planted 150,000.
All around?
Yes.
Here?
Here.
As we speak?
Every tree you see here,
yes,
I planted. Every tree. That is why,
yes,
when we were quarreling with Tinga over Mau,
yes,
I was saying, I have been to Tinga's place. He has not planted a single tree. Why is he harassing us in Mau? The rest of us come to our homes, you will see. It is not that we know what nature is all about.
yes.
Yeah, and we know that it is good to have trees. And we actually practice it. And we are not doing this for politics. We are doing it because we know it is the right thing to do. So this is for the cuckoos.
And how is the market here? Yeah, cuckoo.
The market is beyond us. 10 times. We got this from India.
India?
Yeah.
Which?
The chicken. So it is quite a show.
It is. It is. How many are these, if you estimate?
About 5,000.
5,000 of them.
Inaingizwa, and then it is taken this way. Tunaona pale sasa kama yule anakunywa maji. They know where to get the water from. Haya. No, it's okay. Kuna shida. Sasa historia yenu imeishia hapo.
Now we know Ruto the farmer. We don't know Ruto the deputy president.
Mtaenda ng'ombe iko pale.
Oh, hata mimi nimepata hiyo. Okay. Bas, man. You got that?
Watuletee, mwambie watuletee chai tukunywe hapa. Sasa hii kamera yenu tutoe.
Toa huyo. Huyo tumemaliza kazi yake sasa.
Niko mahindi hapa. Sana mahindi.